On the Saturday pit stop, and we're going to carry on. This is a lovely number by Michael Bublé. This is called Haven't Met You Yet. In the studio now by my guest for today, Michael Casey. Hello.
Good morning, good morning.
Thank you very much for coming in today and finding us from my lovely directions I want to give everybody, which means they drive all over the place. Joining us in the studio is Sally Casey as well. Sally's going to be doing some filming, I can see out the corner of my eye. So you're coming in today to talk about Your Thurrock, and for listeners out, we just give out the website first of all. So if you're sitting there now and you'd like to know who Michael is and what he's doing, what's the website? It's
called YourThurrock.com, and it's an online newspaper that primarily uses YouTube. We film all our news in the borough and outside the borough as well.
Yeah. So how did this all come about?
I think really we're looking for a way of presenting the news in an area in a more dynamic way using film.
Yeah.
Whether it's you look at community TV in America as an influence, and using what's at your disposal. Whereas it's you've got your computer, we've got the camera, we've got an editing suite. You've got something like YouTube,
yeah.
So we can use all those dynamics and social media like Facebook and Twitter and produce some more local news more in tune with the 21st century.
Yep. I mean, I had a look, and I'm not originally from Aveley, but I was like, oh my god, Aveley's actually mentioned, because it's such a small place. You don't normally get, you get a little bit of, obviously you get local paper and stuff, but you don't really get the news. And I was like having a look at the films and stuff for the area, because there's things that sometimes when you live in an area you don't necessarily know everything that's going on.
15 months.
Right.
But we're going quite, we're very happy with our progress.
And can people get involved? I mean, if people have got a story that they think, or say it's like it's the same as here really, if you've got a hobby or you do something that's unusual, you have an unusual job, or they've got some aspect of the community they want to get out there, they can contact you via the website to come down and possibly if you're interested in, if it's sort of of interest to other people, they can get in contact.
Absolutely, there's no job too small and there's no job too big.
Yeah.
And that's very much, it is a community online newspaper. It doesn't exclude anyone in that respect, and it's a celebration of all that's going on in an area. And it's only when you work, as we do 7 days a week, you find out how much in a community is actually going on, when sometimes the stereotype is everybody's sitting indoors watching Sky, blah blah blah. So no, actually there's loads of people from all ages doing loads of things. Let's celebrate that. And
did you walk around, do you have the camera with you quite a lot? I mean, do you go out, when you go shopping or you're going out, do you take the camera everywhere just in case you miss, there might be something happening? Do you get...
Yeah, yes, in short, we're 24/7, 365.
Yeah.
That's our nature, that's our unique selling point, and that's, we are a hungry, ambitious, young paper, and in a time of recession, in a time when, unfortunately, a lot of local papers are now very desk-bound.
Yeah.
To be honest, we do sit there so we're at Grays versus Barrow this afternoon. The press box is virtually empty. We're at council meetings. The press box is virtually empty.
Yeah.
In the county court, in the courts, the same thing. And so, from a serious point of view, who is there to be what you call a check upon the executive? Who is there to ask the difficult questions? Thurrock Council's got £8 million worth of cuts. Mm. Who's there to ask these questions? And who's to follow it up? And so that's where we...
with Michael in about another 5 minutes, and we're going to be talking about how you can get involved with My Thurrock. All the contact details.
Your Thurrock.
Your Thurrock. What did I say?
My Thurrock.
Oh, so yeah, but I'm thinking it's my website, or I'll just take it over. I'm going to come up with my own idea. Actually, just call it Michelle's Thurrock. Just basically do a cut and paste of everything. I'm trying to do a website at the moment. I'm getting my own website done at the moment. It's just did you do your own website? Who designed it?
We now use a company called Pixelwork,
yeah.
Who we highly recommend in Northstowe. They're fantastic. I'm doing a lot of 21st century work with them, and they've been brilliant. Because
it's really easy. Because I've been to the website and it's very easy to navigate, and I like to be able to click on things and see. Right, we're back in the studio again with Michael Casey. Hello, Michael.
Good morning, Michelle.
Yeah. Hello, Sally. Sally is filming. Sally's not mic'd up, but she's filming the interview today. Now, we were talking about Your Thurrock. We're laughing because I keep calling it My Thurrock. I'm getting very possessive this morning. Your Thurrock, which is Michael's website, which you should all be going to have a look at because it is phenomenal. Lots of information, loads of films. If you're looking for things, it covers Aveley. It basically covers. I'm saying Aveley because I'm from Aveley, but it covers Thurrock, Aveley. It's everywhere, isn't it?
The whole borough, but we also do. As we are today in Brentwood, we do branch out if there's something of interest in relating to Essex.
So you've got it down as local but global, so
How are we global?
Yes.
Well, in a couple of ways. It's sort of our mission statement when we launched on September the 1st, 2008. And then you say something like that, prove it. And actually in September 2008 we were filming a language karaoke day at Gable Hall School in Corringham. And at the back of the classroom, of this hall where the kids are doing all these songs in different languages, was a young lad with great hair and glasses. And it was actually the young lad who was in Diversity, who won Britain's Got Talent. And we filmed him, focused on him for about a minute because the kid looked quite funky, and then following February saw Diversity on the television. I thought, that's that lad from Gable Hall. So we went and filmed an interview the next day, and he was busy that morning because it was a GMTV and etc. So we got in the queue, and then they won Britain's Got Talent, and then a couple of days after that we got an email from Fuji TV in Tokyo saying, oh, YourThurrock.com's filmed Perry, Luke, Kylie, etc., etc., and want loads of questions. And then they said we're doing a program on him on Wednesday morning on morning TV live in Tokyo. And they said, can we ring you up during the program, or to do a phone through interview? And I said, sure, if you want to, as long as you mention YourThurrock.com several times. And they did, and because we have, and that was great marketing to say there's, we're not just looking in on Thurrock, it's looking out into the world. And when we look at our statistics through Google Analytics, we can see each country. So we saw these little dots in Tokyo and Yokohama and Kyoto, to say people actually are looking. And also there was a teacher at Averley School, which is now Ormiston Park Academy. A few years ago he decided to try stand-up comedy, a guy called Benny Harris, and he's gone out to Chicago where he got married, and now he's working in Hollywood.
Oh, right.
And he blogs for us every month. To talk about his experiences there in Hollywood, whether it's what he's acting in, etc., or playing in Vinnie Jones' football team. And
oh, right.
So that's a great way. We're looking at Averley, Corringham, Grays, Orsett, Tilbury, but also Tokyo, Los Angeles, and also and also people who's naturally, when we film something, say at a school, say it's school pantomime, whatever, we know that there's grandparents living in Australia and New Zealand who can see their grandchildren on the in the panto, and it's a great marketing tool, but it's also a great communication device in that way. Yeah,
I mean, but do you have like statistics? Do you have something on there that's a really popular hit that you've had on YouTube? One of your films that has been, what the stats are you,
We go by things like page visits, and I'm getting quite used to that as well. All these stats.
Notice I hesitated then because I'm like going stats, thinking I don't really know what I'm doing. I only just learned about a memory stick. I was calling it a stick the other week. Sorry, folks, not quite technical, but there you go.
No, I think we have something like 12,000. I'm trying to think what they are now. 12,000 visits per month, etc. 35,000 page views. So it's healthy. It's good and it's healthy. Sometimes people go about hits, but that's inaccurate because it's sometimes what we call robots. So we know we're getting a healthy presence as a young website. And I think it's also the currency of that. For example, in Thurrock Council's chamber, people will refer to, I read it, whereas 2 years ago they would say, I read it in the Thurrock Gazette. Their councillors will now say, I saw it on YourThurrock.com. And also the idea of actually going into a Corringham car parking charge meeting, or Averley with the Greenbelt controversy, to actually go and film it and to say to a local councillor, how do you feel about this? On camera is quite a wake-up call.
That's if they turn up for the meetings in Averley. I would not been to. I think the last, well, not the last one. I think the one before. I don't think anyone actually turned up to talk about it. I was there because it's Averley Football Club, and my house backs onto the back of that. I don't want building work going on.
Well, it's a controversial issue, isn't it?
Yes.
And there's all sorts of ramifications, all sorts of lines where people are coming from. But the idea again is come along and film it. Come along and film a demonstration is much more potent. And in Corringham, in the Corringham one, they had constant car parking charges, the same thing. And to see a councillor lose it, somebody who'd never been in front of a camera but had been actually shouting at one of their constituents, was quite, it's quite significant. And because the car parking group, the local traders, had used Facebook and Twitter and YouTube as the how to demonstrate. No longer was it the little poster in the shop window, which was used as well. And so they start a Facebook site. You get people from New Zealand, Australia, and America joining your campaign for Corringham car parking charges. It's quite an interesting way in 2009 of way local democracy and it works.